Hello everyone, Mr. Gamble 100 here, and welcome to my thoughts of The Walking Dead ending. What, what do I have to say about the show? As if not everyone else has said enough. The show to me, I have a love and hate relationship with this show. I remember, like, last night, the series finale. No. Sunday night. This is Wednesday today. A few days ago, The Walking Dead finally ended. And thank God for that. Because the show, AMC, who I like to call Almighty Cunts, as your movie suck.org would call them, they just milk. They absolutely rape that show. They destroyed the show. If you look back at the behind the scenes drama back at season 2, with Frank Darabont getting fired, everyone kind of knows about that story. I don't need to repeat I don't need to repeat that with my video. But the show really has the show kind of recovered that, I guess. Like, the show was never great, in my opinion. Like, not like Breaking Bad or maybe Dexter or Z Nation. Well, Z Nation is a different story. That's a comedy and a cheap company, but the show as overstayed is welcome at around the 5th or 6th season. It's ridiculous that they would continue the show after Andrew Lincoln, who played Rick Grimes, left. I mean, it's Rick's story, right? I'm not really a big fan of the character Rick. I'm gonna say now, he's like the biggest idiot in the apocalypse you can have. But he's the main character, right? He was the one we started fighting. The show started off as him waking up in a coma where the apocalypse began. When he was began and just destroyed the world as we know it, while he was taking a big old nap in that hospital. And for some reason, I know that the actor Andrew Lincoln wanted to leave, and I don't blame him. And the show was debatably at its worst with season 8, with the clusterfuck with Chandler Wicks, with Carl Grimes getting killed off, with Scott Gimple. Gets us all Scott Gimple's idea to do that. I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is, it felt like the main problem I have with The Walking Dead, there's no main stakes, no main themes. Like, if you know what I mean, there's no main goal. Like, let me take this with Breaking Bad, with the main character Walter White, right? The main goal was him getting money. He had cancer. the main character has cancer. I'm not gonna spoil much for people who don't watch Breaking Bad, but if you did, you should watch that show. Because that show's ten uh, a million times more worth watching than the Walking Dead ever was. But with Breaking Bad, it was clear what was the plot from the start. Walter White got cancer. He needed money to provide. He needed to give out a huge chunk of money for his family after he dies, and he decides to become a meth cook. And that was the entire show. We of course go. We dive deeper into why his motivations of providing for his family and cooking meth, and it progresses with him breaking bad, how him turning to the dark side, to the criminal world, progress. And that show stuck to its main goal. It was like that from start to finish. And we follow Walter White, the main character, from the start to the end. And I'm not going to tell you how that ends, because I'm not talking about Breaking Bad. I'm talking about Walking Dead here. But, old Dexter, about a guy, kills people because in order to function like a normal person to the public, to his friends and family, where he kills people secretly because he has urges to kill people, the violence. It was like that from start to finish, including New Blood, even though I thought the ending for season 8 and New Blood was complete shit. But with Walking Dead, this is no main goal. Like, the first episode of the entire show starts with Rick, right, waking up from a coma. He finds out the outbreak of the zombie apocalypse began while he was in a coma and can't find his family. He meets a guy, Morgan, his son, Dwayne. They team up, but he splits up to find his own family. They help him gear up and how to kill zombies and stuff, and what happened exactly. And halfway through the pilot, he goes off to a separate way to find his family. Okay? So do you think... So I'm like, okay, that's like the main goal for the first season at least. Or for... Maybe throughout... Not the entire show. Uh, but like, maybe the first season, the first chapter of the show, if you know what I mean. But... By episode 3... He finds his family. Okay. Nice. So now what's the main plot? Like, yeah, there's... I think... I'm not saying the show ended right there with Rick reuniting his family, but it's like, okay, now what's the next main goal? Like, I didn't expect something like that to happen fast. And, they start off this, like, it seemed like the main goal, clearly, for the first 6 seasons was Rick leading a group of survivors with his family trying to find a safe haven to settle down and fortified for the rest of their days in the apocalypse. Okay. We all know with Hosher's farm and the prison, with the governor, all that shit, that was, how that turned out. And then they got to Alexandria. People say the show should have ended with them getting to Alexandria. at season 5, episode 11. And I kinda seen why, because that was the main goal throughout the show by fall, trying to find a safe haven. But it's like, and that there was a glimpse of hope for them when they reached the gates of Alexandria. With the zoom up of Rick's eyes with hope. But in my personal opinion, it should have ended with the No Way Out episode where Alexandria gets overrun, but Rick and all the Alexandrians and what's remaining from the original group from the first 2 seasons able to fight off that giant horde one by one. And they end up taking back Alexandria themselves. That to me should have been the ending of the show. Like, ooh, it's a lot more climactic. It gives out the message of hope more clear than them arriving at the gates of Alexandria. Because if it just ended like that at season 5, I'm like, that'd be very anticlimactic. And so many unanswered questions. And for all we know, Alexandria could have been another case for Terminus back in season 4, because they arrive at Terminus. And it's revealed to be run by cannibals, so how you know that could be the case for Alexandria? But, season 6, with the episode No Way Out, it had more clear. It felt more conclusive, if you know what I mean. It did feel like the true climax. Like the zombies, the dead didn't win once, but then once again took away another safe haven for our main characters. This time, the main survivors win. If it ended like that with a few tweaks, I think it would win. I think Whopper Cookman intended to end it in that storyline at the graphic novels. And that, I think it was around issue 80. And they have like a time skip where they, like maybe decades later, that Alexandria gets overrun. This time they lose, they get killed, which would have been a depressing ending. I'm not saying it should have ended like that exactly, but what I'm saying is, ever since that we got through that chapter, the show just went through a constant cycle of repetitiveness. We got to Negan, and this is where people stop. This is where The Walking Dead really starts to lose its credibility with its audience. Killing off Glenn and Abraham with the season 7 premiere. I don't think you have to be a complete genius to see how much that destroyed, how much that impacted the audience, the viewership, the reception in the show in general from critics and audience with the deaths of Glenn and Abraham. Just how brutal, how much it really took it too far with the goal torturing the main characters, our favorite characters, or their favorite characters. Because I didn't meant to say that. I didn't meant to say anything against with Glenn or Abraham's characters, but I'm not too crazy over them. Unlike a lot of the fans out there, but people are so traumatized by those deaths, and just the way the show handled it, and then help that horrible cliffhanger at season 6. I don't know what were they thinking, but the show has gone from a constant cycle of retelling storylines over and over. The Saviors was just the governor all over again. Like Negan was just the governor, except with a bigger army and just a bigger dick. Like season 7, it's literally is the whole plot is literally everyone is Negan's bitch. Like you spend 16 episodes, an entire episode for all 4 communities: Alexandria, Hilltop, Kingdom, I guess Oceanside, but they're not really join into the end of season 8, but they all decide to wise up to fight back, and that should have been like the first half of the season, right? Like that's another thing, the pacing and how much it drags storylines, and how the storylines themselves feel like rehash from other storylines, like how Negan just felt like the governor all over again, and how much they dragged the Negan arc from season 7 to 8, and how the story itself wasn't even well written. Let's not forget shit with Glenn and Abraham's deaths and Carl's death in season 8 just really killed the show for a lot of people. Like, season 7, it went from 17 million views to season 8 to like 8 or 6 million. And that's pretty bad, especially in 2 seasons, for your viewership to drop that fast. And they bring back the Whisperers. No. They adapt the Whisperer arc from the comics, which is just the Saviors all over again. Like, you see what I'm saying? How, especially around the end of season 6 to season 7, the show just kept doing the same thing over and over. Like the Whisperers, the the, the bad guys with zombie skin over their faces, that was just the Saviors all over again, except with different characters. Like Alpha was just Negan all over again. Well, they tried to spice that up with having Negan redeem himself after we decided not to kill Negan, but imprison him in the homemade jail cell at the end of season 8. Oh, Rick at least did, and it's just that was pretty stupid what they did there, but I guess I give the Whisper arc some purpose, but again, it's like the whole show, even you feel like your season has a main plot, the whole show in general feels like it doesn't have a main theme, and I really start to notice that when the Negan arc jump on board in the show, and the comic wealth, I gotta be honest, guys. I didn't even bother finish season 10 or 11. I did watch the series finale, but I was completely lost. I didn't know what the hell was going on anyway. And I didn't really know what the comic wealth was trying to convey, but I did know, but I did read the graphic novel version of the comic wealth, but I only read it once. So I can't really remember what was happening, but I do remember the Commonwealth was supposedly a. I guess it's what, if you combine Alexandria, Kingdom, Oceanside, Hilltop, or maybe it'll be like how Woodbury was back in season 3, but with thousands of people instead of like over 100. Apparently their leader, Pimelia, Pim, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but she's the leader. She has short hair. She's blonde, but I guess she's corrupt because apparently they have disagreements with the main. Because her and Rick in the comics have disagreements about how if you're a if you just have a deadbeat job, if you just a guy with money troubles and have nothing in his life, then you go be like that for the rest of your life in the Commonwealth, something like that. Like if you're a homeless guy and you're accepted to the Commonwealth, and they take a look at your past, your background check, and you just discover you're a homeless person, then you go stay that way, I guess. It was something like that, and it almost caused a civil war, and Rick gets killed off by the spoiled shit son of hers, of the leader of Commonwealth, killing him. But it really just felt like after when they got to Alexandria, or when they faced off the horde in Alexandria, it just really just started to become. It really should have ended right there for me personally. It should never have dragged on for another 5 or 6 seasons. And I think Robert Kirkman should stick with the original idea of ending the graphic novel around the volume No Way Out. Because, same with the comics, it just got repetitive. Because it was also guilty what the show was guilty of, kept retrending stories would be done before. And I thought we kind of missed a big opportunity with the Whisperers. They could have maybe, I think maybe the show could possibly fix this. Maybe have, instead of just another group of bad guys, maybe actually have the zombies maybe start talking or acting like humans or developing. That, to me, would have been an interesting premise to fall through. Like when the characters, when they encountered the Whisperers, they're like, shit, the zombies could talk, the walkers could talk, they becoming more intelligent. Like, if they actually went there, that actually would be a cool idea, in my opinion. And they give out the whole zombies being a threat again, a main issue again to our main cast. But no, it's just another group of bad guys, and it's just, this again. And another thing, the zombies, since season 3, with the first 2 seasons, I thought they did a good job adding a lot of suspense with the main characters fighting against zombies. Like, there's so much, like, some of the jump scares with the zombies were actually pretty good, and some of the ideas they have, mostly because like Darabot was still around, and them can be able to pick up objects. Well, okay, maybe that was a bit too far. I can see why people wouldn't like that, but them able to climb fences, run fast, just much more stronger overall. And some of the cool tricks to do with them, like maybe like how season 2 start off as our main cast hiding under cars while a giant herd of zombies, like over like 100, shuffles over them. That shit was intense. And the show, when Hosher's farm gets overrun by a giant herd, probably like the biggest one they have since the pirates back at Atlanta, you shit your pants. You're gonna help but shit your pants by that. Like, oh shit, how are they gonna get out of this? How are they gonna deal with this? Like, yeah, the farm gets overrun, they're forced to leave, which is pretty predictable, but still, you can't help but feel intense, and feel the ante was upped with the action and all. But now, season 3, it's just that the zombies just become in the background. They're just there as a plot device, or for action, pointless filler action, and just people say, well, with season 3, it was now about the people now. It's about people versus people now. Well, yeah, I could see that, but that's not how it really should be necessarily. It should be like people versus zombies versus people. Like, if you combine that, you'd be. I feel like Dale brought that good done that could have handled that much better. But since season 3, any influence they had with him, with his direction, was completely gone after that. Since it's since the show was now being in control by an entire new showrunner in season 3, which wasn't Scott Gimple. He then took over to season 4. Some guy named Glenn Bazar was on season 3, and I think it's good that they got rid of him, because season 3, season 3 kind of just went all over the place, but like, the zombies are just not very scary anymore, like the first 2 seasons were, and it's just remained like that for the entire show. Like, you now just roll your eyes and just get bored every time they fight zombies, because it's just the same shit, same stabbing technique, shooting technique. It's just over and over, and they might have some cool kills and maybe some cool sequences, some suspense here and there, but it was just the same shit over and over. It just puts you to sleep now, and that's not what the first 2 seasons felt like with the zombies. And that since Rick was written out of the show, well, they brought back Rick at the last 5 minutes of the series finale to discover he's part of this new group called the CRM that rescued him after he got shot, blown up in the bridge, which I still can't go over how ludicrous that was. He survived that, but there's just who was the main character now? Daryl? Was it Daryl Carroll? Like, I don't buy Daryl as the new main character. Like, I think it's another thing. Like, why killing Carl off was a big issue for the show, because now, because with Rick written out, it would kind of make more sense if Carl took over, right? Whether you like the character or not, I don't care for the character, but it makes sense, right? He's the son. Other shows do that too, right? With the main character leaving, and like the second main character that been since the beginning takes over with the main character. Daryl, like, I don't really like Daryl, okay? He's just not, I don't think he's that great of a character. I know a lot of people probably want to kill me for saying that, but him as the main character after Rick disappears, no. It's just, it won't, I just do not see that working. He doesn't. He honestly overstayed his welcome. I don't think I'm even going to bother with the spin-off. If they're making spin-offs for Daryl, Negan, and Maggie, and I forgot who else, but yeah, and for Rick and Michonne, like that's the thing. The show ended finally, but it doesn't feel like the show really has actually ended because now this is giving the characters, the main remaining characters, those spin-offs, which is just going to be continuing their storylines. Which is kind of the main point of ending the show to end your main character's storylines, but no, they giving their own characters spin-offs. You might as well be continuing the show. Like, come on. Again, AMC just likes milking out that cash cow of theirs. It should be called the Walking Dead universe. It should be called the Walking Dead cash cow or the Walking Cash Cow, cash chin or whatever. Like that's AMC literally treated this like a cash cow. I have never seen a show that has constantly been controlled by the network excessively with money, decision making, story decision makings, uh, how it constantly swaps showrunners all every 3 or 2 seasons, like and also spoiling so much shit, like how they spoiled the deaths, like Shane back in season 2, Shane's death, or Beth's death in season 5, or Rick's, or how Andrew Lincoln was leaving, and that, well, we got the impression, well, that means they're gonna kill Rick off, right? Well, they apparently didn't, but, you know, they were just hyping that up back in season 9, how this is gonna be Rick's final episodes. Like, that's just, like, like that's, you, and of course, spoiling all the spin off ideas after the main show is over, which takes away any suspense, by the way, that any of the main characters are going to be killed off. So it's like it's absolutely baffling how much shit AMC let let all that get leaked. I mean, really. What do I think the show overall? Uh, First half, at least mixed bag. Like stuff I like, some characters I guess I did like, some characters I really hate. But the whole show, it's just not. I don't think it's as good. I don't think it's one of the best shows at all. I just don't think. It's just, I think it's a very massively overrated show. The show is a joke to me at this point. It's just a meme. Like, it's just, like, I just don't take it seriously anymore. I loved the show when I watched it back at Netflix back in 2016, but now, on second viewing, when I revisit the old episodes, when I finally caught up to the show, and as the years go on, I just noticed just how more and more dumb and out a lot of the storylines, like the governor storyline, and all the behind the scenes drama with season 2, and all this other crap. I'm just noticed, like, I'm just starting to realize the show sucks really bad. And it was never even that great to begin with. Yeah, everyone just loves playing the whole character development down our throats in that show. That's I wonder who defends season 2 of the characters doing nothing but digging around a hostess farm. They say, oh, that's character development. Shut up. Like, well, if it, I guess it is, but it doesn't mean it's gonna be exciting or great to watch. Like, come on. That's not how. We didn't really exactly. Have we really. We didn't necessarily watch the show mainly for character drama. We made sure. Or development. We mainly watch the show based on zombie action, right? And how the characters go through it. Like, come on. Having the characters sit around in one location and doing nothing but getting to know each other or trying to get us to force us to get more to know more of the characters. That's not my cup of tea. Just sorry, no. Well, I'm running out of things to say. This show is just, I'm glad it's over. If you think this is the greatest show of all time, be my guest, but I'll probably give the show maybe 5 or 6 out of 10, like, where the series finale, I guess, was satisfying, I guess. Like, I guess it could have been worse, like, the series finale wasn't that bad, like, I guess you still love the show, you love it, but I guess it's better than the Dexter New Blood finale, or the Dexter Season 8 finale, or the finale of Lost, which I don't, that's a whole can of worms for me to handle. But what do you guys think of the show in general, of the series finale? Because this to me was, well, the ending might have been satisfying for me. It's too little too late for me. The show overstayed its welcome tenfold at this point, and it really should have ended. And again, the proper end time to me was season 6, halfway through. That's where you could tell this went out ideas after the Alexandria arc, and that's, I doubt there are many people right now who think I'm wrong, because I think there's a good number of fans and audience that think that was the case too. So comment on my video what you guys think of my video and the show and the ending, and what do you think about the spin-offs. And don't forget to like, subscribe. I will have added this to my second account, The Angry Critic, but I can't. I lost my password. I can't get to my password for my account for the Angry Critic, so I have to post this in my gaming channel. I might have to create a new account for Angry Critic, but maybe I just do my movie or show reviews, and my account is still Gamer instead. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and thanks for watching. Bye.